Hello viewers and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship GT4 race taking place at Spa. I got there in the end. Hopefully you can hear me okay, and I'm coming through loud and clear. If there's a problem, let me know. As far as I can see, everything appears to be fine. Quick look at the table. As we know, this group has already been won by Chris Bourne, and as we also know, Alessandro Mediotti isn't racing today, but it does mean that John Saunders can't catch him anyway, because the gap is probably too much. I've not checked the count back actually, but on the face of it, that gap's a bit too big. Even if John Saunders was to win, he's not going to get the 50 points, which is going to be enough to allow him to win there. So really, it is potentially between John and Merche, but I really think that table's set up now. So it's Chris Bourne, Alessandro Mediotti, John Saunders, Merche Paunov and Derek Bird. I do think that's how this is going to end. But who knows? We had a very interesting race yesterday. Very interesting because the start was a complete and utter wipeout, I think it's fair to say. We had a couple of cars shot off into the distance, and as soon as they got through Eau Rouge into Radion, there was a big contact. Both cars spun off in opposite directions, resulting in one having to pit straight away, and then one being limping round, hoping to get to the pits, but just didn't really work that way. A quick hi to the chat. Got Terry 2's obviously racing. Hi Steve Howells, Max Terra. That name I don't recognise. If you can just let me know you are Max, so I can put that to a name in Discord. Or if not, you're somebody new, don't forget to click that like button and click that subscribe, ring that bell, and get ourselves known everywhere else. Hi Peter. Asietta Corsa. Okay. I'm not too sure what you mean. Is that your name, Asietta Corsa? Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move on. So, not too sure what lap times we're going to get here, because I've not really been paying attention to the lap times. I've been doing a bit of setup and stuff, so I've come into this more or less ready to go for the stream, but not really concentrated on lap times. I'm hazarding a guess. A good lap time is going to be what did it, 222, 235, 236, possibly a bit slower than that. We'll see. I could be completely wrong. Hi Jorgen. So what I'm going to do is my usual. I'm going to sit on board with Merche, and I'm going to do my good old lap guide. This thing that everybody knows the track, but I'm going to tell them anyway. So what we'll do is we'll wait till he comes over the line, as he's coming up to the bus stop now, and then I'll do a quick guide of the track. As I said, most of you know this track really. It's just understanding it for those who are new to it. So start finish straight. He'll get his car to the left hand side, he'll brake just after the 100 metres, and he'll drift the car in right, usually close to the edge, and that is La Source. So you'll see cut the corner as much as possible. He'll get the power down to straighten out as much as possible, and then he'll head down into the very, very fast part. He'll keep the car to the right here, hugging the wall. As he gets towards the bottom, he'll ride the curb on the left, and he'll drift the car in on the right to the curb. Then he'll put his foot down, and this is taking us into Eau Rouge, on the left-hand Radion. Then it's full throttle all the way down here, which is the Camel Straight. He'll keep the car left, unless you defend him, where you'll keep the car to the right. As he comes to the curbs on the left-hand side, he'll brake hard, swing the car into the right, and that'll take him into the little complex called Helicam. So again, he'll drift the car to the left now. He'll keep the car to the left as much as possible and cut the corner on the right, drifting the car to the left. And then this will take him down to the right-hander, almost a hairpin called Bruxelles, whatever, however you want to pronounce it. He'll then get the car, getting the power knob out now. He'll then put the car to the right, ride the curb, and then cut the corner on the left. And this takes him down into Pouillon. So again, this is flat out here. You're braking just before the curbing on the left, drifting the car in close to the curb, getting the car to drift out, and then put the power down, and you'll get back into the apex on the left hand side, and the car will drift right again. As you can see, I just eased off a little bit there. And he's going to take the right-hander braking just after the bridge. And this is into campus. Again, he'll try and cut the corner on the left. The car will drift right naturally. He'll get the power on as soon as possible. He'll then go left. And he'll be looking to cut the corner on the right-hand side. And this is into Stavolo. The car will drift left onto this runoff strip on the left here. Within track limits, he'll then take this corner as quick as possible. And that's Coeur Paul Frere. And now he's entering the very, very fast section called Blanchimont. So he'll keep the car right, then he'll straighten up a little bit here and go left a little bit. So he'll cut the corner if you like. Then he'll drift the car right again as far as possible within track limits. Then he'll take this corner as fast as possible within track limits. He'll get his acceleration down. Then under the bridge there's a line. He'll brake just after that. And that'll take him into the chicane, which is also known as the bus stop. So to turn right without hitting that curb, it will disrupt the car. Turn left without hitting that curb. He'll get the power down. And that is a lap, but he is down in relation to the fastest lap. So that was a 2:35. So I'd said 2:35 as a guess. The fastest lap at the moment is a 2:34. I'm going to jump on board with Jonathan Wood and just how he's doing. So he's looked fast, Jonathan Wood, the last few times. So I'm hoping he's going to, not hoping, I'm expecting him to finish really well. The usual suspects, Chris Bourne will throw a lap in. Mediotti's not racing. So I do think this could be a couple of car shootout really. A couple more to the stream. Hi Frank. Hi Derek. For some reason I thought you were on track. Evidently not. Should have jumped in the booth with me, Derek. Hi, Luke. So Jonathan Wood's 3/10 up here. He's going for a 2:34.6 as it stands. Possibly a little bit more if he could just eke another couple of hundredths out of that. He's still within track limits there. Krista's doing really well as well. Krista's nearly a second up in 4th place, so he's just solidifying his position here. So Jonathan's made good angles there. He needs to get the power down. Yeah, he's still 3/10 up, so he's going for a 2:34.6. That will put him on pole. Oh no, it won't put him on pole. Krista's got pole in the McLaren. So at the moment, Krista's looking really tidy. Krista usually streams a race himself as well. So obviously if Krista wins, it's well going to be worth watching that stream. From his perspective. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsors. GT4s don't have the sponsors on the car. PWS Clean Equipment, Precious Washers.co.uk. Really proud to have them sponsoring us in relation to our streaming. And they provide cleaning equipment for industrial, commercial and personal property. So if you're in the market for a cleaner, your path, your car, visit them. If you're an eSeniors member, he will give you a discount. So that's preciouswashers.co.uk, PWS Clean Equipment. Big thanks to them. Alright, so Derek's had no time to practice. No problem. Right, a little bit of typing there, sorry about that. I've got two things going on at once at the moment, not that I'm multi-skilled. So Jonathan Wood's going faster again here, but we now do have a 2:33. Just going to jump forward to John Saunders, and I'll go to his far chase cam. This is the one I'll use during the race, for the simple reason being it's a little bit easier to see the cars at night when you're following them this way, as opposed to outside, because the Helicam you just see a couple of little lights in the distance. And when you go through the forest section you can't see a thing anyway. So John Saunders is really taking it easy around there. He's still in within track limits there, just within track limits, very close there of getting his tyre off the white line. Yeah, I know. I could fully understand that, Derek. Actually, your wife's saying, "Are you not well? You've not been on your rig." Take care, Luke. Get well soon. He's still within track limits. Just got away with that again. Didn't go too far. He's 1/10 up, as you can see on the timing sheet. And this corner's key. Again, he's easing off. The GT4s don't turn in the same as the GT3s, so you can't really take them at full throttle. And I think that's why you either hear him drop a gear or he eases right off just to get the car turning in. That was a good angle through there. That was a good angle through there. He's got the power down. That's gained him a 10th. That still within track limits there, and that's put him in 2:33.7. So he's now establishing a good, solid first place there. Really, really good. Quick refreshment. Keep the old tonsils working. The older you get, the quicker they die off. Right, I'm going to jump back to Krista. Krista's going for the 2:33s here. He's just lost a 10th there. He was looking like a 2:33.9. He's lost a couple of tenths now. So he needs to really get the lap together again. So what have the last couple of days on this track really taught us? So the tyres can be a problem with it being a 65-minute race and with it being held over the night. So the first stint, depending on where you go long, you could actually do the first stint quite long. And because your tyres are already warm, they'll maintain the heat. So in some respects, the longer run is probably the better option. When you come into the pits, if you haven't adjusted your tyres, it's very difficult to get back up to heat again. And the other problem with this track, and it's possibly something to do with the tyre model, is the right front fluctuates nearly a full PSI per lap. It's very difficult to get the balance set right on that, so it fluctuates well within. It'll never fluctuate within the region you want it, but it's operating at most in the region you want it. So it's almost, it'll give you a full PSI failure on the right run, on the right front tyre. Now I don't know about the GT4s. That was off limits there. He just went a bit wide, but the GT3s really struggle. Now the GT4s aren't as quick, so they're going to struggle even more. Now, as we know, the GT4s, I think, run higher PSI tyres anyway. So I think from that perspective, it's going to be interesting to see where this takes us. Go on board with Richard, who's in a BMW, Richard Columb, and he's done a 2:36.4. So yeah, we've got a 2:33, 2:34, most drive 2:34, a couple of 2:35s, 2:36s. Then a couple of guys just coming to terms with the track itself and the evolution of the track. So I think we're going to see, and Richard's gone deep there. Let's go take a step back. It's Manuel Sosa. And let's see how he gets on. He's 1/10 up at the moment. Kevin Torrance behind him's on a bit of a flyer. Hi, Nikos. So you can see where the potentially it could go a little bit quicker. But it's that thing with this track. If you just push too hard, you'll get a track limit warning. I'm going to jump back to Kevin. So Kevin's 1.7 up. So he's coming to Paul Frere now. We turn the right hander, then he's going to launch him on. So he's got a choice to get. He's got an opportunity to get some good timing. So you can see there he's up already at 1.8. I think we'll see him go to 1.9, possibly. So that's going to take a lot of time off. It's going to put him into the 2:37s. He's probably going to jump Sosa here. He's got that perfect, still within track limits, but he did lose a 10th there, and he's now lost another 10th. So he needs to get his braking point spot on here. He's just gone a little bit deep, and you can see it. So it's really upset the balance of his car, that, and the time. He only lost 3/10. If he'd got that corner right, I reckon he'd have gained another 3/10 there. So he's just still done a 2:37.8. But I think Kevin can go faster there, looking at what I just saw then in relation to his lap. And we'll stick with Kevin because he's the only one at the moment in the green. I appreciate Andreas is in the green, well, he's just gone into the red now, and he's actually started a new lap. So we'll just stick with Kevin because he's 2/10 up. No, he's not. He's down. 2/10 up is Andreas. We'll jump with Andreas. Let's see how Andreas gets on in the big booty Merc, and that's a failed lap. Right, let's go back to Merche. Merche is only just up. It'd be interesting if he can squeeze out another bit out of this BMW. at Imola, Merche was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. He got that car flying around the track like it was on rails. And qualifying, no one could touch him. It was fantastic to see. So we know he can do it in the BMW. You can see now he's 3/10 up. This could put him in 3rd place. Oh, he's just lost 2/10 there. That was 3rd place beckoning for him there. He still might do it yet. I still think Blanche him on that left-hander. There's time in that corner. I don't know whether he's winding up there, Derek, or not. And that's Merchie spoiled his lap. So we'll go back to Manuel at Sosa. So Sosa's was 3/10 up. He's just lost a bit, but he's 2/10 up again now. So he wants to get his place back in front of Kevin here. So I can see a race between him and Kevin for the duration. So let's see where this takes us. Three minutes left. I have to admit, it's been a long season, this one, and I'm sure we all feel the same. Once the holiday season starts, I'll be going offline for a bit because I'm gutting my room. I've got a rig to build, which I don't at the moment. Everything's on a desk, so I've got myself a rig, courtesy of Mr. Goddard, and I've got to put it all together. But I'm going to strip my room. There's some walls that's had some work done on it. I'm going to tidy them up, repaint, reorganise, get the rigging, get me screening, get me wheel, me pedals, me seat turned up today. So all go, all positive, and Sosa's lost his lap here. Let's go back to Krista. Krista's 4/10 up, 3/10 up. John Saunders is also going quick again. Craig. Go and find something to do. I've got some presents to wrap. Turtle Racing has put an entry in today. Wish us luck. Good luck, Turtle Racing. Right, and a fellow eSeniors member as I'll be meeting tomorrow. I'll be the second eSeniors member I'll have come face to face with. Going watching the football with him, so I'm really looking forward to that. I already met Mr. Goddard when I picked up the rig off him. It's nice to put. I know we put a face to people because obviously we've seen pictures of them. But it's nice to meet people in person. Gosh, I like that. When I'm streaming or I'm racing, the wife's got her TV programs on, and then when I come up, she says, "There you go, there's the controller." Don't know if that's fair or not, but that's what she does. She likes watching the old stuff. Right, I'm going to jump back to Jonathan Wood. So Krista did do faster. He did a 2:34.1, as you can see. Jonathan Wood 7/10 up. He's going for a 2:33 here. He's just within track limits. Just within track limits there. He's going. He needs another, and that's what he wanted. He's got a second there. Oh, that would have put him very close to Mr. Saunders. So he's going to be in the 2:33s, but he's just not going to pip Saunders here. Oh, he's a 2:34.0. He lost a 10th. Oh, he's going to be livid with that. I think he might go again, though. But Krista, again. Are Krista's tyres coming into play now? He's got his 4/10 up, is Krista. He's into Purion. Through Purion, he's coming up to the campus. He's half a second up now. Got good angles. That's a good angle to take. That's given him another 10th because the way angle he took that then. He needs to get this corner nailed. Drift the car left. Accelerate. That's it. Yeah, he's lost a tenth there, just a little bit late. Lost 2 tenths late on the acceleration. And he's lost another tenth. The time's just streaming off. So you lose one corner, and ultimately it can ruin the next 3 or 4 corners until you get your car back up to speed. So he's down to 2 tenths now. This corner's so important to him. He's gained a tenth. He's gained 2 tenths now. Took that much quicker than he has done previously. He needs to get this corner absolutely nailed. 6 tenths. It's looking good. 7 tenths. This is pole. We're going to see Mr. Hjort on pole. Boom. Well done, Mr. Hjort. And you can see from the weaving of his car, he's pretty pleased with himself there. We've still got a couple of cars out on track. We do have something different set up for this evening, or today, depending on where you're on in the world, in the country. I've changed my intro just for this race. So let us know what you think about it. It's a little bit different, a little bit tailored. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, it's a little bit different to the normal intro I do, shall we say. So it gives you something else to look at. It's amazing what you can find when you go looking. Really is amazing what you can find when you go looking. So we've still got car 10 out on the track, which is John Saunders. He's not going quicker. Right, we'll go to the intro back shortly. So there you go, that was something a little bit different there. Just a bit of a different introduction. Hi Stefan, what's up? If that's how you say it. Okay, quick grid walk just to give you the runners and riders and where everybody is. Hi Terry Howard. So we got Krista Hjort. I believe this is the first time he's had pole, so well done to Mr. Hjort on getting pole. And as you can see, he's amongst some fast guys there. He's been hunted down by what is Mr. John Saunders. And then we've got Jonathan Wood in the Porsche. We've then got Neil Bywater in what looks like Derek's car, to be fair. But, you know, Neil does drive the Porsche as well. We've then got Merch in the BMW. Eric Dont in the Camaro. We've then got Terry Trowbridge in the McLaren. We've got Andreas Pettersson in the Mercedes. PJ Vitala in the Porsche. Richard Kaloum in the BMW. We've then got Melvin Garland in the Aston Martin. Kevin Torrance in the Camaro. Manuel Sosa in the Aston Martin. Willie Owens in the Camaro. And Chris Bourne right at the back. And the BMW will go to the pits. So, yeah, I think this is going to be quite interesting. So I'll start with the Helicam, but obviously because of the nature of the track, I'll end up changing the camera angles just to try to give us some light while racing. Thanks, guys. Oh, hi, Peter. Yeah, a little bit of a different intro there. And as you can see, it was purely for Spa, so I can't use it every week. I could use it when we're racing at Spa, unless we race every week at Spa. So I cobbled that together earlier. Well, cobbled's not the right word. Ripped is probably a better word. But it is part of ACC. If you know where to look, you shall find. I'm just going to change the timing tower to show us the delta and also the gap. you ever wanted the information changed on the tower, just let me know, and if I can change it to that, I will gladly oblige. I will put a number 1 on the tower to indicate we've got the pit stops as well. Now this doesn't necessarily work the same way the game does in relation to the pit stops. What it does is it acknowledges someone's gone into the pits and stopped. So if the pit stop's invalid, this doesn't pick it up, unfortunately, so you do get a discrepancy between the game and what I see, but that's because the game doesn't share that information. The shared memory doesn't have that data in it, so we can't do that. So they're rolling down. As they get towards the bottom, it will go green, and John Saunders is trying to steal a yard there. And it's green, off we go. And there you can see the McLaren has got the inside line. We really don't want another incident like we had yesterday. John Saunders has made it. Jonathan Woods made a fantastic start. And so has everybody else. So, Jonathan Wood, wow. He made a great start, did Jonathan Wood then. Look at that gaggle of cars. And Merch as well in the BMW has got the inside line on Wood. So are we going to see any incidents here? Oh, Wood's gone wide. He's lost potentially another place to Saunders there. And at the back, and someone's gone off. Merch has gone off. Now, I've not seen contact, so that looks like Merch has made a mistake and has put his car in the barrier. Has he got damage? He will get going again, but he's got a lot of work to do. And Chris Bourne is already 4 places up. So Chris is but he has had contact with Melvin. So I don't know how much contact that was. But no cars are off track. So all I can assume there, it was just a bit of a tap. And hopefully it's not really caused any problems to either of the drivers. So I'm going to just jump forward a little bit. And as I said, I'm going to switch to the far chase cam, because this gives us a view down the track and just allows us to use the light the best we can. Because as you can see, the darkness has already pulled us in. And it's amazing how quick it goes dark with a 5x accelerator. I think one thing about this season, and you know, I'm waffling now because I'm by myself, is the variations of the races we've had. I think it's very difficult to pick, especially a 16 series race, where you're trying to tick all the boxes. I know we all want to race in the sunshine, 2 PM every single day, this, that and the other, but that, let's face it, that's not reality. And I know some cars don't race at night, and I fully understand that. Everyone's going wide there, track limits or what. Going back to Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne's gone very wide. He's hunting down Richard. But I think we've done a really good. Oh, that's Richard's gone off. Completely missed his braking point, but hasn't hit the wall. He looked like he managed to get the car round before he did that. That's put Chris Bourne another place up now, and Melvin Garland's gone a place up, and Richard's really struggling. He's lost paces to Sosa and Owens, but he's still running. As I said, he didn't hit the wall. It looked like he stopped before he hit the wall there. But I've enjoyed this season. I do think it's probably been a little bit too long. And obviously, while everyone was in lockdown in all the various different countries, it allowed us to race quite regularly. But as things started winding down, it became harder and harder to prepare. And you can see there both Willie and Sosa going very, very wide as they come through Radion. There's a possibility there they'll both have a warning for that. Willie was very, very wide, and if he's kept his foot planted, that will probably be a warning. And you can see he has got a good run on Sosa there. And you can see the BMW of Richard behind, so Richard's closing back in again after his little off. I'm just going to jump to Andreas. So Andreas is behind Eric. Eric's in the Ginetta. I don't think I mentioned that car before. I think I must probably said something else. Or Eric's in the Ginetta. Wonderful little car, but I just feel that straight could be a bit too much for it. So I'll just quick refer to the chat. Yeah, it's a good split. Nikos with the groups here. It's really good to see. Jonathan was commentator, so no curse. Okay. The commentator curse. Yeah, Steve, you like the rain as well. I've enjoyed a lot of the mixture of the tracks, and I also, you know what? Everyone says they have bad tracks. I've really been struggling trying to work out which is my worst track, and they've all. If I was to pick a track that I didn't like the most, and this is really being nitpicky now, I think it's Zandvoort, the very first race we did, because that track, the balance of that track and the tyres is a nightmare. I mean, I raced it, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but when you put all the tracks together, to me, that's the one that I think, yeah, that's the one, my least liked track, I think it's fair to say. And Neil has made a pass on Mr. Wood. So Mr. Wood's looking like he's going to get him back. This could be interesting. Melvin has passed Kevin, and Chris Bourne has passed PJ. You would expect Chris Bourne to do that. And Eric is now up the backside of Jonathan Wood. So I don't know if Jonathan's having problems. He's got that corner nailed. But look at Eric in the Ginetta. Oh, he's gone. Oh, and Eric's off. Has he held it? No, he's not held it. You could just see his car twitch. I think he's made impact with the wall there, because his car, the back end, went on the right-hand side and he shot across to the left-hand side. What a shame. He was gaining on Wood there at a rate of knots. So Chris Bourne now, in front of him, is Terry Trowbridge. We know Terry's a different beast, a different animal. Quite, I think Jonathan Wood uses these words to describe Terry. Very tenacious and tactical driver. Puts his car on the track where you just don't want it. You can see though, Chris Bourne there gained 4/10 in one corner alone. He's gained another 4/10 in another corner. He's gaining at a rate of knots here. He's just lost 2/10 there. But he's definitely gained. I expect him to gain quite a bit through here. Someone's gone onto the curb. And that can really disrupt the drive. In fact, two of them are doing it. And you can see there, someone's gone really wide. That's Terry Trowbridge has gone really wide. How are we going to see a stop and go with track limits? Interesting. Really no idea. Right, I'm just going to jump forward. Oh! John Saunders and Krista. I just need to go back because there was an incident there. There was contact, and I'm not sure what the contact was, because it looked like Saunders passed Krista. Krista went wide, and then Krista come back on track, but I'm not sure at what point. Oh, Krista's really got it wrong there. So he's opened the door there, but he's going to try and close the door on Saunders. That was looking very, very ropey there. I mean, Saunders had the line. He's let Krista go, so he's going to let him fight to live another day. But I think Saunders had the line there. Let me go back to the Andreas. So you can see this battle's going on. We've got Chris Bourne, Andreas and Terry. So Terry's passed Andreas. Chris Bourne has now took all the time out of the pair of them. And he's hunting these two down. And just in the distance is Jonathan Wood. Don't forget, Chris started at the back. I think we're going to see Chris dispatch Andreas this lap. Hi, Billy. You can see there, Chris is taking that, and that Andreas has gone wide again there, pushing the luck with the track limits. Just going to jump to the back a little bit. Merch is looking like he's going to try and take Sosa. Merch has got the best angle in there. I expect Merch to come through that well. Good driving that. He prevented the track limits actually. Very good driving, I must admit there, the way he did that. And Sosa's been passed by Kalumbe now as well, so Sosa's just losing places there. So he's going to be hunted down by Willie. So let's go back to Chris. So Chris is hunting Andreas. I thought he might have got him this lap, but it's not looked like it's going to be the case. So let's... Oh, Chris! That was very, very lucky. He prevented that car slamming into the wall. That would have really hindered him at that point on the track. And plus, with the gaps of the cars behind, he'd have probably lost 3 or 4 places there. Would have to have done it all again. Now, that may have upset his tyres. I'm not 100% certain. Very interesting. Eric got the curse. Nichols. Interesting. Listen to the gears of Chris. Chris is using the gears to stop the car sliding. You can't get into the track, Billy. Interesting. I don't know. What is it, Billy? Can you let us know what it is that you don't like about it? Is it just too long, or is it the learning of the track? Because with it being a long track, it's quite difficult to remember all the braking points. You do get used to it. It'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are on your reasoning. I love this track. And Chris got very, very wide there, and he's lost ground now to Andreas, and Andreas is putting pressure back on Terry. So I think we'll see Chris gain on them, but that battle in front of them is looking rather tasty. Just going to jump forward and ride on board with Andreas. And we can see Chris behind with the lights, so I can keep an eye on that gap. But I think Andreas is not letting Terry go. And interestingly, Terry's sticking with Jonathan. So Jonathan's not having as easy ride. Yeah, Bill, if you're not feeling yourself, I mean, that's always going to hinder you a little bit. It's getting the braking points right at the long straights. You can get used to it. Andreas there, very good through that section. Rouge and Radion. In fact, he's pulled away from Chris Bourne a little bit there. And Terry is now hunting Mr. Wood, and Wood's let him go. So the reason why Jonathan's letting go there is because Jonathan's not racing for anything. Because, oh, Terry's got a sideways slide on. He's just managed to keep it. So we might see Wood go back again there. I'm going to keep an eye on the front because we've got movement at the front as well. So we've got, I was just about to say, Andreas has passed Jonathan, and Chris is now going to do the same. Oh, he doesn't want to nudge him. So I think Jonathan's going to let Chris go. Mind you, last time Jonathan was in front of Chris, he decided he wanted to race him, but Jonathan's let him go, which is the right thing to do, and he's flashed him to say thank you, which obviously you'll see at night. Andreas got a bit sideways there. He took himself deep into that corner. I think we're going to see Chris gain. Just going to jump forward a little bit. And you can see now Saunders is getting very close to Chris. Chris just needs to be careful on them curbs a touch. He's already caught himself out on this right-hander where he's took the curb too deep. That's tons better. But you can see the back end slipping. He must be running that really loose at the back to give him momentum. Yeah, that's a good corner that by Chris to that. In fact, I'd say that corner wasn't far off perfect what Krista did there. The angle where he ended up on the curbing. Just wants to stay off the grass there on the right hand side though, because that will slow the car down. It just loses acceleration. Thing is, John Saunders knows there's 52 minutes left. He knows he's not going to win the race straight away. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You can see just how better on the braking that Aston Martin is compared to the McLaren. I always thought the McLaren was a good braking car as well. Got a good run here. I think we might see him if he can get the legs on the man. You look at that McLaren disappear. It's definitely pulling away. Oh, he's gone deep Krista there, having to correct it a little bit. Now Saunders has got the run on him here. I don't think we're going to see the McLaren disappear. So Rouge and Radion is going to be really important here. Oh, Saunders hits the wall. But he's got the run. He's got the very good run. Or has he got the momentum? No, he hasn't. And once again, Krista plants the car on the inside line. That's nice to hear that, Billy, actually. Your reasoning. It's really good, that. Well, you're with the best group, eSeniors. Hard but fair. And you can see now, Neil is part of this. I'm going to jump back and we're going to ride with Neil. So, Krista, I think, is the cork in the bottle now. He's holding Jonathan up. Sorry, John Saunders up. And obviously Neil's allowed to catch. You know one thing I like about this game? Look at the shadows in front of the cars in the distance. How stunning is that? And how detailed is that? Absolutely phenomenal it is. And you can even see the driver through the car in the reflection. Absolutely stunning. Sorry to be a bit geeky there, but it just looks awesome. Oh, let's go. I tell you what, Neil's looking really good here. Hopefully his headset's not going to pack in on him. Pack in on him. You know, just slid it a little bit there. You could hear the tyres. He's not going to give up. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. A lot of the other drivers, there's now gaps between them and they're spread out a little bit. Eric's gone to the pits, so I think Eric's gone for some repairs. You know what, Derek? 100% agree. This is got to be the best looking game out there. I know people. I was reading an article yesterday about iRacing and people comparing them. And iRacing's quite an old engine now, and I think that probably lets it down. The interface is awful on it. But people say, is the tyre model better on this versus iRacing, the damage model, and so on and so forth. And I do believe the damage model is better on iRacing. But I think for raw looks and sound effects, I think this beats everything. Yeah, true, Craig. Not in VR, it's not. That's one thing the game is missing, is the VR support. Merch has now made a pass on Kevin, so Merch is starting his journey forward now. He's 8 seconds behind Melvin. We're now back with Neil. Sending a message to someone there if you heard any typing. I'll say multi-skilled, things to the right, things to the left, shaking it all about and all that. While these guys in front are just racing. Really changing the gears down there, Neil. Can hear him doing down 2 shifts then to try and get some drive. Oh, Krista's gone very wide there. But he did obviously have the momentum because he did pull away a little bit. John's got a really good angle. In fact, that angle of John there, with the exception of he could have ridden the curb on the left a bit more, was a pretty damn good corner, to be fair. I think we're going to see Saunders take Krista. It pains me to say it, but I think we're going to see Krista probably make a bit of a mistake. Because it just seems a bit more... If you look at Saunders' car and Hjort's car, Saunders' car looks a bit more stable. And it looks like Krista's having to battle with it a little bit more. Whereas it doesn't look like John's struggling. Again, look how wide Krista's gone there. Very, very wide. So that tells me Krista's really fighting his car and John's not. So I do think we're going to get a pit from Neil. So I'll go back to John Saunders. Terry Trowbridge is only 3 seconds behind these guys. Depends what you want your headphones for, Craig. Is it for music or is it for gaming? Because the ones I've got for gaming are absolutely awesome. The wireless. And I use them for streaming. I'm not using them at the moment because I don't need them for streaming at the moment because I've got no one to speak to. So I'm using a Rodecat Touch at the moment, which is a studio mic, but the one I've got is a Corsair Virtuoso, and it's fantastic. The quality's brilliant, the sound's brilliant on it, very, very comfortable, and it's wireless and it lasts hours and hours and hours. Not cheap though. You really need to think about whether you want them wireless or wired. But yeah, I think that's your issue. Do you want wired or wireless? But wired gives you a degree of limitation. So yesterday when I was streaming, I had to disappear and let Jeremy speak away. So Saunders has now got Krista. Krista's broken leg. Oh, he doesn't want to close in. And there's contact. Again, Saunders had the line. And Saunders has done the pass. We're going to see Saunders disappear now. And we're now going to keep on board with Terry Trowbridge. Terry will have been watching this. And he will have seen the change take place. And Krista's gone off. I'm not going to say commentator's curse because I called it. That card just looked very, very loose. It's put Terry in a great position now. Terry's in a great position. I don't think Terry, no disrespect to Terry, is going to catch John. But this is great positioning for Terry. Oh, he's gone very deep there. I've got the Hyper. I've got a minor Hyper X, but they're wired. They're my spur, my backup set. Yeah, so yesterday when I was streaming, we had the round table out in the street, which is Santa in a sleigh. And my wife was in the kitchen upstairs, so that's the beauty of having a 3-story house. You've got to move upstairs to go and speak to somebody. But because I had wireless headphones on and the 10 metres in range, I could walk out the room and carry on talking, and you would have had no idea I was talking. And I can go up and say to her, you know, someone at the door, and she'd come down. But there's a mute button you can press as well. So the other beauty as well is the microphone is detachable, so you can use them pure as music headsets. Yeah, wide with the VR, I understand that. My HyperX were very good. As I say, they're my spares. So if I have a problem with my wireless ones, I've got the HyperX ones. I think they're HyperX Cloud as well, like Terry's. They're decent, and the Dolby on them is really good. But the Virtuoso 7.1 surround sound, don't ask, no idea. I don't know how you hear 7.1. Stereo's barely enough. So you can see some of the quicker guys now. Your Bywaters, your Bournes have all pitted. I might be wrong about Terry Trowbridge, you know. He's putting pressure on Mr. Saunders. What sort of stint's he going for? The clock's just ticked over midnight. It's a very good run for Terry, this. Looking forward to Saturday's race. Doesn't affect me, but the race between Mark Christopher and Terry Trowbridge decides second place in the Group 2 Championship. So that's all to play for. So yeah, it's going to be a really good, interesting battle. And Saunders gone very deep again there. I wonder if we're going to see a stop and go. Or a drive-through. Because of track limits. I'll have to keep an eye out for that, see if anything like that happens. Hey, Robert! Welcome! Yeah, Terry's just dropped back a little bit now. I don't know, John Saunders has got to give the go, get going. Andreas is just coming out of the pits. Chris Bourne's now into 11th. So Chris Bourne, who started at the back, is probably going to end up in 2nd or 3rd when all this is over, I reckon. Because he'd already made good progress earlier on. He was one of the first ones to pit, I think, as was Neil Bywater. Terry's really sliding the car around that corner. That won't be up on the tyres. But if he's coming to pit soon, it doesn't really matter, does it? So, as you're probably all aware, there was an update today with ACC. Very minor tweak from what I gather. The tweak was to do with pressures of tyres and flat spots. So if you didn't use the brakes pad, you wouldn't have flat spots. It's not really an issue. It is, Derek. You're absolutely spot on. It's basically a race weekend if you get a stop and go here, isn't it? You go in Friday and come out Sunday. Melvin's moving up the table, but he's yet to pit. Now these two are still in. I think Terry's got another good run here. Just going to jump back to Richard. Richard's gained on Sosa. Sosa got that corner spot on. It looked like Richard tried to take a wide entry, whereas Sosa had taken a narrow and kept to the curb. What? Just see a comment there, Billy, about making you pit your cars terrible later. It's one thing you'll learn if you haven't already. It's whenever you're doing a pit stop race, make sure you run the car with both correct timings and get your tyres set up for your second car, because they're not always the same, and it can have such an impact in your race, and it'll affect the handling and everything. So even though the dynamics of your car, the aero hasn't changed, because you can't take the corners at the same speed or you're going to get slip, your aero gets affected. So it's almost like if you get your tyre pressures wrong, you'll end up with massive understeer or potential oversteer. Usually understeer actually if your tyres, if your PSIs are wrong, and that just gives you a nightmare aerodynamically. It's the Porsche Cup tomorrow. Again, a lot to play for in the Porsche Cup, and Sosa's gone wide, and that's going to allow Richard to go up the inside, and Richard's made the pass. Excellent move that. No tyre change, just repairs. Interesting. That doesn't sound... Unless your tyres were damaged and they're cooled down while you're in the pits. Don't forget, when you're in the pits, your tyres will go cold. And if they've not been running temperature, you might not get them back up to temperature. And if they're already scuffed, you'll have a potential problem. Are you racing tomorrow then, Derek, in the Porsche? Because I know you like the Porsche, don't you? Right, this is there's no battles going on at the moment. We're just really struggling a little bit. You can see from the track map, the gap between the cars now. Everyone's really spread out. That's something they've changed in the update as well. I don't know if anyone noticed that the lead car's now a triangle. Everything used to be a circle. Unless someone's going to tell me otherwise now. But now you can see the lead car's a triangle. Richard got that corner nailed. Susan nailed it even better. Right, I'm going to jump back to Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne's behind Neil Bywater. So we've got two guys closing in on Willie, who's yet to pit. Neil's 30 seconds behind Willie, so let's see how quick he's gaining on Willie. And the chances are Willie's going to pit at some point, although we have still got 34 minutes left to pit. So for next week, obviously we're not, the season's over. Right, okay, Derek, understood. If you can't get home in time. My VR's got headsets built into it, but I also have an addition, an add-on for them where I can use proper headsets. I don't know what Craig uses, but my headsets are alright for that. Chris is looking quick here now. He's definitely getting to grips with it. It took 3 seconds out of Willie in that little section alone. Hi Lee. So yeah, I was saying the season's over as you know on Sunday. So next week, I'll give you a bit of a heads up. So Terry's pitted. I think we're opening up Laguna Seca. In Laguna Seca, we're going to do some races at Laguna Seca during the holidays. We have agreed what days we're not racing, so the server will be up and running, but there'll be no admin and control over that. So obviously admin will still be aware, and if there's an issue with the server where it needs resetting because it's broken, message admin, and when it's convenient we'll reset it for obvious reasons, but we won't be actively sat there waiting for something to happen and restarting and stuff like that. Stefan's saying no. Why are you saying no, Stefan? What's that for? Do you want to do Laguna Seca? So we'll probably do a little. What we've decided. This is be calling an ambulance. Like that, Derek. Yeah, so as there's been a few pit stops coming up now, I think we'll see Neil and Chris start easing through the field, but Chris is definitely gaining on Neil here. Yeah, so we're going to have a few sprints. Stefan doesn't like. Can't make you happy, can we, Stefan? Which track to pick? So, yeah, we're going to, rather than having like 50-minute races, what we're going to do is set it up for 30-minute sprints. So it'll be a dash, 10-minute qualifying, and I think we're going for a 30-minute sprint race, and we're just going to have a few of them. Because what it means is you don't have to just race in one. You can race in a multiple if people are on the server, and 30 minutes is manageable. You know, a 10-minute qualifying, 30-minute race is manageable rather than an hour, 50 minutes, and so on. So that's what we're thinking of doing. And then once the holiday season's over, I'm drawing up a pre-season roster where we'll be doing some fixed cars. One of them, you're all going to hate it or you're all going to like it, is the Maserati Challenge. So as you know, the Maserati's a bit of a naughty boy. So we're going to be picking a suitable track. I use the word suitable in quotes. And the race will take place where everyone can only drive the Maserati. And we'll probably do the same with other cars, including the Lambo ST. There's a reason why we're doing this. It's not just to... It's not just to, you know, just to race. It's to... Oh, I can drive that, lol, Steve. It's to try to get people aware of more cars, different cars, because everyone drives the same cars. But not only that, if you can do a really good job in something like the Maserati, you can adapt to a non-Maserati really, really easily. And I think it raises a level of learning quite well for the cars. So that's some of the reasoning. And obviously Laguna Seca we haven't raced this season, and I think I think Stefan, there's a few people who like it, but most people don't like it. I'm not a fan of Laguna Seca, but I'm a fan of Alton Park, and I know Alton Park itself isn't well liked, mainly because of the nature of the track layout. But Alton Park is a really good track, and that's my local track. I say local, it's still 30 odd miles away, but yeah, it's local. As long as the steering wheel's right, okay. You'll have to drive in the Ginetta Cup, Craig. We'll probably do a Ginetta Cup as well. So, oh, Nikos, I was just about to say the track that suits the Ginetta is the Hungaroring, and you go and say that. How did you know I was going to say that? Yeah, the Ginetta would be brilliant at Hungary. It's a perfect track for Hungary. So oh, you could do the Ginetta at Alton Park. There you go. Alton Park's a nice track. Ginetta suited. British car. British track. Nikos, no. Come on, Nikos. Where's your sense of adventure? So they're just a couple of the ideas we're going to band around just to try and get people encouraged to drive different cars. And if the Lambo ST is looking like a doer and people like it, we might replace the GT4 with the Lambo next season. We don't want to run too many championships. It's very difficult to keep going with, you know, stewarding and stuff like that. You know, I'm currently doing stuff more or less 5-6 days a week with eSeniors, Work started getting back going for me, so it's getting harder and harder and harder. I know we're having roles next year, or the idea is next season there will be roles for people. But we've still got to appreciate people have got personal lives. So yeah, it'll be a little bit split up a bit more. We're not going to have a 16 season race as well. We're going to break that down significantly. But I found something Billy's happy with then. If you haven't already, click on that like. I can see everybody's done that. You're a good bunch. You've got it nailed this time. Quick mention to our sponsors, PWS, preciouswashers.co.uk, PWS Clean Equipment, sponsoring our stream, ACC TV, and allowing us to carry on and provide this quality service to you guys and the rest of the world. So big shout out to PWS for that. Come on, Peter, put it in the comments like you always do. If you're still there, you've gone very quiet. Oh, Chris got very deep there. He's definitely gaining. Yeah, he's flashing his lights. I actually looked away, so I might have missed that. That might have been my own fault. He's very quick here, Chris, isn't he? There are, Nick, some very good in ears. I've just bought my son some for Christmas. They weren't cheap. Bluetooth ones are supposed to be really, really good. Some LG ones, FNs or FTs, I don't know the number. It was 2 letters and a high number. It's supposed to be really good. Weren't cheap. I think we're going to see Chris take Neil here. We've got 28 minutes left to go. We still have 4 guys in front yet to pit. Saunders has pitted. So Saunders, I do believe, is going to come out just in front of these guys. But it's going to be damn close. Now, Wood hasn't pitted yet. So Wood takes the lead. You're lucky, Stefan. Jerry wanted to do Brands Hatch next week. I told him not to and pick Laguna Seca. Sorry about that. Right, so I'm just looking at where Chris is now. So they're coming around the Paul Frere. And that's passing Willie. That's for track position, that. Now, are they going to get round in time before John Saunders gets his pit stop done? Big ask. Saunders has stopped. Looks like Neil's pulling Chris around. Tell you what, it's not going to be far off this, you know. These two have been flying. He's still in the pits. Still in the pits. They're coming round now. There we go. You know what? I think they've got him. Oh, he's moving. He's moving. This is going to be close. They're both coming down. Saunders is on the right. Just about to go up the hill. You can see his car in the distance. He's going to have to go right first. They're going to have the speed. They've both managed to take Saunders. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's Neil and Chris are both now in second and third. And we know Wood is going to have to pit. So is Neil going to go to the right here and defend? Oh, he's stuck it right in the middle. But Chris is going for it. No, he's not. He's not going for it. He's not diving. Good driving. Oh, this is good stuff, this. This is really good stuff. See, Chris is really putting pressure on Neil now. Neil's had a very good race. Really good race. But he's just got to that point now where Chris has got his tyres going, and we know Chris is a quick guy. You know, and I'll go back to Chris, actually. Go back to the far chase so we can see what's going on. John Saunders is 4 seconds behind. 4 seconds that pit stop. Ended up, well, didn't lose that in the pit stop, obviously, but so in relation to the pit stops, the fastest. I'm just looking at these times now. The fastest pit stop, according to this, was Andreas by a second, followed by Kevin and Eric, and then these two guys, Neil and Chris, is times more or less identical in the pit stop. Wood's still out. 77 seconds. A pit stop is 85 seconds minimum. So they are going to pass Jonathan Wood. And Jonathan Wood's going to come out behind, or sorry, just in front of Terry Trowbridge. Andreas is off. Oh, Andreas has tanked it. Sousa and Dont have had an issue. So he's coming through. Paul Ferrer. Going through the fast section here. Oh! That's technical. Something's gone wrong there. His car's turning to the right. Whoa! What has gone on there? I hope everything's alright with Andreas. That was really, really bizarre. There we go. Got Chris up on the Kemmel straight. Oh, he's broke very early. But look at the respect shown between the pair of them there. Oh, nearly nudged, That'd have been a disaster. Don't know what happened with Andreas there. That looked like his steering had gone, because his car just went right and carried on veering to the right. I mean, he's gone to the pits, so he's obviously put his car in the pits. Well, that was bizarre. Really, really bizarre. I don't know if Andreas is going to jump on the stream, onto the chat. Really, really weird what happened there. That definitely looked like a technical issue. So when I said Andreas tanked it, he didn't. His tank tanked it. Yeah, Craig, that's what I'm saying. Do you know what that was like? Me at Donington. When I was running round at Donington, my full throttle went and my steering went, and I had no control over the car. I reckon he's going to come on and say his steering went. That's identical to what happened to me at Donington. That identical. And I was leading at Donington and my race got completely ruined. I was livid. Absolutely livid. It's the first time my equipment had failed like that. To that degree. I've had my monitor go off for 3 seconds and come back on while I was going down a straight. That was interesting. You're there looking at your screen because I weren't using VR. You're looking at your screen and it goes black. You're like, what do we do? What do we do? Just keep going. That screen comes back on. You're like, whew. No idea what caused it. It's never done it since. So all I put it down to is them little gremlins. So, Andreas is coming. Oh, I thought Andreas was coming back out then, but he's not. Willie's gone off. Oh, he's coming out of the pits, Willie. That's a fair comment. I don't think Chris wants to pass Neil here. Chris is quite happy to stay behind. He's won, Chris, so he's got nothing to race for, really. He's done any stop and goes. Not even for pit lane speeding. We had one of them yesterday. Krista's gaining on PJ, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. That might be another battle we can go to in a second. He's a second behind at the moment, so the gap is similar to them as it is to here. As we saw, Krista's gone off, but he has now pitted. Everyone's pitted apart from Jonathan Wood. Got 17 minutes left, so his car's really heavy, Jonathan Wood's then. But he's losing precious time. I still think he's going to come out in front of Terry at the moment. If Terry gains any more time, he's going to be fighting with Terry Trowbridge. PJ's on the curb. Krista's going to get a much better run. Yeah, you can see there, Krista's car's much looser and quicker. He's going to get the inside line. Dead easy. Yeah, he's got the power down. There you go, Krista's made the pass. So that was good good timing that. Got to that battle just in time. We saw it unfold. And he's now pulling away from PJ. So he's definitely got a better drive. Let's go back to Mr. Bourne. Tell you what we'll do a rundown from first to last. Got Jonathan Wood in the Porsche. He's still to pit. And he's obviously at front. And I reckon when he pits, he's going to come out. He is quicker than Terry. He's going to come out in front of Terry. I'm fairly confident of that. So Jonathan Wood's going to come out in what will be 5th place, but will push Terry down into sorry, he'll come out in 4th place and leave Terry in 5th place. Make sure I'm right there. 74 seconds behind is Neil Bywater, who's also in a Porsche. So Neil's going to be leading this race. I'm not too sure how many races Neil's won in the GT4. I will tell you now, because this could be his first win in the GT4 actually. Let me have a look. Dun, 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 Neil Bywater. Interesting. I can't see him. Why can't I see him? Has he raced in GT4 before? Yes, he has, sorry. Yeah, he's only raced a couple of times. He's had a 2nd. And a 4th. But he's not had the 1st. This will be his first one, this. So this is looking good for Neil for his first win. And if we go to Group 1, where he races in the Group 1. Let's see how he's done in Group 1. Has he won one in Group 1? No, he's not. So this could be... I'll just see if he's done the Porsche Cup. This could be Neil Bywater's. Is he in the Porsche? I can't see him in the Porsche Cup. I'm going to assume he isn't part of the Porsche Cup. So this could very well be Neil's first... Oh, yeah, he has done the Porsche Cup, my apologies. But again, he's never won that. This could be Neil's first win this season. Good on you, Neil. Just exactly what the doctor ordered. Sets you up nicely for a nice little break. I think it's nice that when you know you get your name, and it's nice seeing your name in the podium, to be honest, but getting that top plaudit and getting that top spot, I think is always nice. I know there's still 17 minutes to go. I'm not that naive to think it's dead and buried, this. But I think Chris is too much of a gent. Chris will play with it, but I don't think Chris will pass him, because Chris has got nothing to win for here. And I think he'll realise that Neil, you know, to be fair, deserves it. I think he's going to say. He just want to give himself a stop and go now, does he? God, that would be a disaster. We're too early to talk about driver of the day. Have my view. Bear in mind, everybody, Mr. Bourne has come from last. He is last and he's going to end up 2nd. So, you know, the guy is phenomenal. Without a shadow of a doubt, he is phenomenal. So, you know, you can put Chris Bourne down as your driver of the day. I mean, he's been driver of the day I don't know how many times as well. I'm quite fancying Neil Bywater as driver of the day, because he's put it in, he's made some good passes, he's been consistent. And you know, Chris does this every week. You can see how quick Chris is pulling up to him here. Chris gets a great run through Radion, doesn't he? Look at that Merc clawing up the inside. And I might be wrong here. Oh, he's just eased off. Ah, he's playing with him. He's playing with him. And they're now catching up to, I think that's Willie in front in the Camaro. We've still got Wood to pit. So if Wood pits, that's 8. I'll tell you what, he needs to be careful, Jonathan Wood here. He's losing time. And if he stays out for another 2 laps, he's going to lose out to Terry. Just a thought. It's going to be close if that's not the case. We could end up losing out to Terry. I mean, there's lots of guys on the track where there's been no incidents. And the number of accidents as well has been far and few between. You know, yesterday it was that first lap was a disaster. And to be fair, it was like the first lap at Bathurst with Group 1 when they all decided to power into each other at the mountain section just before the dipper. Bathurst is a great track though. I think I'll speak to Ollie about it, and Ollie said as long as you respect the track, you'll survive it. It's when you decide you don't respect the track and you want to push and push and push, do you lose the track and you'll lose the car. I was watching the, I think it was you, Craig, who said the Aussie V8s were on BT Sport the other day. I was watching them. My God, they're lunatics. Absolute lunatics. I mean, we look like children when we're racing the GT3s compared to them guys in the V8s. Unbelievable they are. Absolutely unbelievable. So we're going to see Chris gain on him again. He's got a good run here, Neil. Pulled away a little bit. But we know Chris through this section is so quick. Not gaining there as much. I don't think he's going to be there at the end of this straight. He's 7/8 tenths. Respect the track or respect the walls. So Chris was just a bit too far behind that time. I say I don't think Chris is looking to pass. I think Chris is just wanting to sit behind and keep him company. And Wood's still out. Now let's look at Wood's time. 73, 75, 87. It's very close, very close. If Wood gets in and gets out with an 85 or an 86, he's out just in front of Terry. If he goes out with an 87, an 88 or an 89, he's coming out behind Terry. That's so close. It's the gap Terry needs to pull in on John Saunders, but John Saunders is pulling in Chris Bourne as well. So they're all like, they're starting to bunch up again now. This carries on. At 12 minutes it's unlikely because I'm looking at the pace of them. But they're all going to be bunching up behind Neil. Interesting where this is going to end. Neil's got a good lap here. He's in the greens. So he's actually on a really good lap. So his fastest is a 2:34, which is really good for race pace, to be honest. John Saunders' fastest is a 2:33. So 2:33 is the quickest man on the track at the moment, which was John Saunders, and he's quicker than the pair of these as we speak. Chris is very close here under braking. I think if Chris is within 4 tenths, he could take Neil on the straight. 5 tenths, I don't think he's going to get there. 5 tenths, still 5 tenths, 6, 7, 8. 1 second. Chris lost a load of time there. And there we go. Wood's in the pits. This is the big one. Where is Terry going to come out? So Wood's there. Terry's coming down. And there's Jonathan. I reckoned Terry was going to get him. Yeah, he's easily got him. Easily got him. There you go. That's put Jonathan Wood down into 5th place now. Willie's gone off or gone wide. Yeah, he's gone wide, letting the cars past, which is fair comment. Melvin, interestingly, he's playing with merch. Melvin's having a cracking run in the the AMR here, the Aston Martin. He's pulling Merch in. Merch was miles ahead of him. With Merch, he's having problems with his tyres. His setup was wrong for the second stint. Just look at the times here. See how Melvin's gaining, if he's gaining through the Kemmel Straight. No, I don't think he is. Oh, he is. 2/10. He's gaining on Merch here. Definitely quicker, Melvin. Hi, Andy. So, Woods sped. I missed that. Thanks, Gandhi. Yeah, I completely missed that. He's sped because I was looking at the battle. It appears on the screen as a little word on the right. Or if you spotted that, well spotted. That's Wood is going to drop down now to probably 12th. I'm going to guess. Melvin's still 1.5 seconds behind. It's the same gap between Chris and Neil. And Merch has just managed to pull a couple of tenths away here. Looks very stable. Was the Aston of Melvin. Very, very stable indeed. He's not giving in. He's down to 1.3 now. Merch is struggling in the corners massively. I mean, look at that. Merch has put his brakes on going into the corner. Yeah, 72, as I can see it now, speed in the pit lane. Melvin will be enjoying this. Just a bit slow through there compared to Merch. A little bit slower. Chris Bourne's 1.3 behind Neil Bywater still. John Saunders is 2 seconds and Terry's now 16 seconds. Eight minutes to go. And we have Neil Bywater currently in first, being closely followed by Chris Bourne, 1 second behind. Then we got John Saunders in third, Terry in fourth, Jonathan in fifth, Krista in sixth, PJ in seventh, Merch in eighth, Melvin in ninth, Kevin in 10th, Richard in 11th, Eric in 12th, Manuel 13th, Willie 14th, and Andreas has retired to the pits, as we know, which we believe was technical issues. Don't forget, Nikos, this is a GT4. So the GT4s are naturally more stable than the GT3s anyway, because of the way they're set up. Yeah, you can still make them undrivable. Melvin's lost a lot of time now. Let's go back forward, because we've got a three-way battle coming with 6 minutes to go. Saunders has closed the gap to 1.8 on Chris Bourne. So Chris Bourne will see this in his mirror, and he will probably want to pass Neil as a result, but won't want Neil to lose the place. Oh, he was very slow getting the power down, Saunders there. Very slow. Just looked like it wouldn't go. Like he's in third gear. I know he's not, because you can hear him change gear quite easily then, but he just seems to pick up really slow. He's lost a lot of time in these slow corners. Yeah, he's using the gears to slow the car there rather than the brakes. Didn't touch his brakes at all. Dropped it down a cog. He wants to stay off the grass. Dropped it down a cog to get the... and we can see now... Chris Bourne is going to be well aware of Saunders behind him. He's not going to make the pass here, but he's well aware. And Jonathan Wood's turned into the pits for his stop and go. And I reckon he's going to come out in about 12th position. It's only it's a stop and go 30, so yeah, that's going to be a 70-second penalty. And on this track, it's not what you want. Saunders was making good progress then. He just seemed slow out the drive, out the corners. See there now, way Neil took that angle tells me that Neil's struggling on his tyres a little bit. He was one of the first to pit, wasn't he, Neil? He did take the corner as tight as Chris, which makes me think he's starting to suffer a bit of understeer. Let's just watch him in the next few corners to see if that's what the case is. That one looks okay there. Yeah, it seems okay there. Maybe just that one corner I got wrong then. Yeah, Nikos, totally agree. I comment on Melvin quite a lot. He's used in the same setup as you in the GT3, and he said it felt a bit light at the front, but yeah, he managed to do his fastest lap in the race. So it might be a bit light at the front, but he drove the wheels off it. He's had some good results as well since he's got his new equipment. He's becoming a different competitor. I think when some of the quicker guys leave Group 2 next season, and he's going to be up there, I think we'll see it. It won't be long before Melvin wins a race. Certainly ends up on the podium a couple of times. And I think that's when he'll stop being the grumpy old man. Don't forget, they're his words, not mine. Really quiet race this. Look at the spread of the cars on the track. The only battle is these two really, and Saunders just behind them. Ooh, they were both very wide there. Oh, Chris definitely got him here if he wanted to. So is Chris going for it? Is he? Oh. He could have had him there. Oh, Neil there, nearly a tank slapper. And John Saunders has caught the pair of them here. I do think Neil's tyres are struggling in the corners. Chris is looking. Look at that. He's massive understeer there. Massive understeer. I know he's pushing. And that corner as well. Massive understeer. He's kept the power on, but yeah, he was really struggling with understeer there. I think Neil's tyres are just starting to give up the ghost, and Saunders is ploughing the laps in here, absolutely flying. Just within track limits there. Not seeing any stop and goes for anything other than speeding in the pit lane, so that's a really good positive. Flashing the back markers. I'm not sure who that is in front. That could be Mr. Sosa. That was a green car, so it's either Mr. Owens or Mr. Sosa. I think I've already done Owens, so that's probably Mr. Sosa. I mean, Neil's a bit early with the flashing of the lights there, to be fair. There's no blue flags. You've got to wait within a second. And Eric has now passed Mr. Kaloum at the back in the Ginetta. So Eric's up into 10th place. Yeah, you can still see Neil's really concerned about the back marker, especially coming up to the bus stop. He didn't really want the back marker in the bus stop, but to be fair, the back marker isn't hindering him.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap.
There you go. Oh, he's coming wide there. So, driver of the day. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? I'm speechless. I'm speechless. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say. So, driver of the day. You know, I don't think we've got any volunteers to offer anything there. I'm gonna. Chris Bourne's had a fantastic race, and he's played really with Neil Bywater. He come from the back, and it could easily be Chris. You know, and I would turn around and say Chris potentially deserves it, but you know what? Chris wins it every other week. Neil's done really well at the front here. He's got his head down. He's been put under pressure. He's got on with it. It looks like he's suffering with his tyres, but I'm not going to say 100%. So I'm going to award Neil Bywater driver of the day. Well done, Neil. And to add to it, it might be his one last but one race if he's not racing in the Porsche Cup tomorrow. It's also his first victory of the season. So again, well done, Neil, for that. And another reason why I think you do deserve driver of the day, because you've probably been sat there like a nervous wreck. I think last time I said I've got a vision of you calm and collected. You said no, not a chance. You've probably been a nervous wreck with Chris being behind you all the time, almost having one eye in the mirror and one eye in front of you, trying to keep it together. You've done a sterling job. Well done, Neil, and well done on driver of the day. Thoroughly deserved this victory. It's fair to say Jonathan Wood's gone off track, so it all went pear-shaped for Jonathan in the end. His stop and go really caused a problem for him, so it looks like he's given up the ghost now. Jonathan, he's run out of fuel. No, he's not. He don't want to race. He's parked it. He's parked it so he doesn't have to race. Well done, Neil. Second place, John Saunders. Third place, Chris Bourne, with a bit of a collision towards the end. Terry Trowbridge, a fantastic fourth. Was looking quite good, potentially for a podium. But I think the guys in front were just a bit too quick for him. Still a great result for Terry, that. Well done, Terry, on your fourth place. Number 97. There we go. And then Krista's just holding off PJ. Krista started off like a house on fire, but had a bit of a mistake and had to do his car in the pits, which I think cost him time. But he's managed to hold it together. PJ's not giving in, but Krista's held it. Well done, Krista. And well done, PJ. I think you both enjoyed that race. And they get Merch. He's coming down to the bus stop now. Merch ended up 5 seconds in front of Melvin. So great showing by Merch there. And Melvin, good, steady, clean drive. Well done, Melvin, number 76. As Melvin crosses the line. And then Kevin. Kevin's coming down. Launch him onto the moment. And now he's coming to the bus stop in the Camaro. Thanks, Terry. He's got that car turned in. Kevin's had a good run as well. And then Eric seemed to do a bit of a good recovery towards the end in the Ginetta. Seemed to get to grips with it on this track in the conditions. And then you got Richard in the BMW. And that's the classifications. Can I thank everyone for watching? And Porsche Cup tomorrow won't be hosted by me. I'm unavailable. But I'll be back for the final race of the Group 3 and on Sunday for the Group 1. So, depending on where you are, good morning, good day and good evening.
Green light.
And thanks for watching.